The first time I heard that quote was in a 2018 film called The Mercy. It's about a yacht race. Haven't seen it, and ever since then, that line has just kind of been floating around in my brain. They all played at war. I took notes, and the board finally cracked. I didn't need permission. An old school friend recommended her book called You Were Never Here. And so now I'm thinking maybe I should read that. Is there any point to this story? I guess not really. Just wanted to tell you about this quote that has been in my brain for years and make a little mystery out of it and solve it. So obviously, I went to Reddit and asked people why they think this might be. And the top answer was this. It's a very good answer. I hope you agree. I think it has something to do with the way the sentence is constructed. Although it's a quote about taking action, it still has that element of reflection and contemplation. In fact, I made a whole video about this. And I talked about how it seemed to me like the secret to making a good quote generator would be to take a bunch of quotes, learn their style, and then use that to generate new ones. In depths of sorrow, hope's soft ember glows, a guiding light to lead through darkest night. Okay, not great. Now let's look at the new model. There once was a fellow named Kyle. He crafted a plan with a smile. He coded all night, then presented with pride a model that worked. So much fun. Not better, but definitely more fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and for your generous support, and I'll see you next time. And on the surface, it looks like a profound statement about the human condition. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel if you're calling this fun. Look, I'm not saying it's good. What I am saying is it's an improvement. Also, this was a joke because his name is Kyle. Anyway, the point is, it can't do it yet. But it also leaves enough ambiguity so that each individual can fill in the blanks based on their own experiences and perspectives. I think that's right. They all played at war, I took notes, and the board finally cracked. I didn't need permission. I needed truth. We're not quite there yet, but it's fun to imagine the possibilities. But while I was researching this, I came across an idea that I think is actually pretty interesting. In fact, I've actually already done this. It's an old experiment. It was one of my very first videos on this channel. Let me show you. I created two models, one trained on Shakespeare and one trained on modern-day Twitter posts. And here's what they wrote. I needed truth. It's such a weird thing to have stuck in your brain. It's just that its knowledge cutoff is 2021. So I decided to update the data set, retrain the model, and see if anything changed. And well, here's the results. Though darkness fall and shadows dance in night, hope's gentle dawn will ever break anew. Not bad. How about this one? Hanging out with friends makes you feel rich, even if you're broke. Just don't check your bank account while you're having fun. Well, obviously that's not very good. It doesn't compare to the things that humans write. I've thought about it a lot. Where did that come from? There's millions of movies. Think of all the famous movie quotes. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Here's looking at you, kid. May the force be with you. I'll be back. Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary. To infinity and beyond. My mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Here comes the bride. May the odds be ever in your favor. Do or do not. There is no try. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. This list goes on and on. And somehow this quote from a low-budget film about a yacht race is the 16th most popular of all time. Why is it so potent? So anyway, I looked up the quote. The actor who said it in the movie, he didn't write it. The screenwriter didn't write it. It was a website called Get the Quote. It's basically a database of movie quotes. There are hundreds of thousands of them. And what struck me was that this one quote, they all played at war. I took notes. When the board finally cracked, I didn't need permission. I needed truth. Was the 16th most popular movie quote of all time. It turns out it was the director who wrote it. And that director is a woman named James Watkins. She is best known for writing and directing the feature film, Black Dawn. And this line appears in the closing credits of The Mercy. It's her only credited screenplay. Other than Black Dawn, I watched some interviews with her. She seems like a very cool person. You see, when I searched for the quote, the first result that came up wasn't an interview or the screenwriter or the director. Think about how insane that is. That blew my mind. But now I'm wondering, could we generate something similar? Could we build a large language model that writes deep and meaningful quotes? Shakespearean model, though fortune's wheel doth turn and twist with might, yet virtue's flame burns ever clear and true. In fact, if you gave me these two quotes and asked me which one was written by the large language model, I would definitely pick the Shakespearean one. Well, I tried that and it didn't work. It turns out that a more sophisticated model like ChatGPT is capable of producing surprisingly poetic text. First, let's look at the old model that was trained on older data. Here's a quote it generated. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is terrible. But maybe one day a sufficiently advanced large language model will be able to produce something akin to this. What do you think? Let me know down below. Also, I just launched a free weekly newsletter. I'd love it if you subscribed. It's literally free.